I have a question for you. What are you doing with your life? Hmm? What are you doing? I'm kind of watching you, and I'm watching me, and you're a reflection of me, and I am wondering, what are you doing with your life? If you stop right now and took inventory of your wants and your desires and all the goals you've set for yourself over your lifetime, and you say, okay, stop right where you're at. Let's see how much of that we've accomplished. Okay, so you've done this much. Great. When now was the last time you accomplished that something? Or did you get content? Or did you give up? Or did you lose focus? Like the camera just did. Wow. Yeah. What are you doing with your life? So we look at the world, right? That's going on around us, and we can see the outside chaos. And then with this new, I don't know, I don't want to say it because you know how Facebook and YouTube and all them will spank you if you say certain words. Oh no! So you got to bypass censors. But with the new variants that are very stupid, Omicron. Oh, I said it anyway. Fuck it. But I think it's funny that that's the name of the Hydron. Anyway, there's just so many things with that. But that's not where I was going with that. See, my mind, it just... I'm working on that. Focus. Focus. All the things I'm trying to say are important. But I shouldn't try to say them all at once. You guys can't follow that. It doesn't make sense. Although in my mind it does, but when I voice it, it's like, no. One subject at a time. Talk on one thing, stay there, finish the subject, then move to the next subject. Not halfway through the sentence say, fuck it, a bird, and just do something completely different. I'm sorry, guys. What are you doing with your fucking life? Are you focused? Are you balanced? Are you solid? Are you good? Because, you know, with this eclipse that's happening. So the eclipse is happening in the 13th constellation of Ophiuchus. And we have the Archer above. And we have, you know, just the star alignment, which really is good as a guide to remind yourself to refocus and realign yourself. What are you doing with your life? Are you accomplishing the things that you originally set out to do? Hey, are you happy? Are you happy, like, for real? Let me ask you, are you really happy? I know you show the world on the outside, oh yeah, I'm so happy, but are you really happy? Or is there still some shadow work you gotta do? Still some dark shit you gotta deal with, maybe own up to? Or maybe acknowledge, accept, and move on from? Maybe you've been abused and you've been holding on to grudges. It's a good time to let it go. Maybe you don't like your own self because of the lifestyle choices you have made. Let that old self go. Just basically take this opportunity to stay focused, because this is the time of year, according to the alignments in the Bible. Focus. Now, I am not referencing these times to the fake Christmas that people follow. That's a pagan holiday. I don't follow that because, well, Jesus wasn't born in December. So you guys are celebrating a bunch of other people's religions and practices all rolled into one, and that was the date they chose to use, and then incorporated it so they could make money. That is not when Jesus was born. I love Jesus. I love him. I love Jesus. Because as a survivor of ritual abuse, I could tell you from experience that when I would call, if I hadn't, Jesus saved me. That's it. Fuck it. I'm not going to give you the whole story right now because I'm not trying to go into a huge sermon or anything, but he definitely saved me. Now, is he the white guy in the pictures? No. Jesus was not white, you guys. No, we know this. He was brown. But that's not here or there either. Now, J was a late bloomer. J was not in the original alphabet. I know this. So I'm not doing the Rumpelstiltskin, what's my name? It's in the soul. Either you got it or you don't. Either it's there or it's not. Where are you at? Which side are you on? You can't walk the line. You can't walk on the fence and think you ain't gotta at some point go one way or the other when you reach that end. Come on. Are you doing the things that you set out to do? Not what everybody else said you were supposed to do. Shit, I've had friends go into medicine who had no interest in it at all. They hated it. They were miserable every day. They were phenomenal at it. They were great. They were geniuses, and they got all A's. But that didn't mean they enjoyed it. No, because one of them wanted to do something completely different. I can't remember what it was. I'd be lying if I said what it was, but it wasn't the field that she wanted, and she ended up sacrificing her dreams for her parents' dreams. Of course, the parents want better for their children. Of course. But that doesn't mean that your parents own you. You are your own individual person. I had that talk with my daughter when she was really, really young, with one of my daughters, because she said, you own me, and I'm glad you own me, Mom. And I corrected her right away. I said, no, baby. I don't own you. Nobody owns you. You belong to you. I'm here to guide you. I'm here to show you how to get by on this earth, and say, hey, this is how we kind of do things. But we're supposed to nurture their growth and what they want and be a guide for them. And I let my children know that I don't own you. So who owns you? Are you owned by a corporation? Are you owned by your job? Are you owned by debts? Do you have soul ties? Or are you sovereign? Are you free? Are you a free traveler? Are you where you want to be? If you're not, all right, cool, acknowledge it. Don't make excuses. Well, I'm kind of there. Well, I would be there if if this hadn't happened. You see, what had happened was, don't give me that. Just answer the question. Accountability, like, oh shit, man, you know what? Here, got my little flame. Like, I did that. My bad. I fucked up, yo. I did it. It was me. I messed up. I did an error. And then people say, oh shit, yeah, okay, I see it. Can you help me so that I could learn so I don't make the error and do better? Can you help me, please? Get back on track. And if you need to ask for help, ask for help. But don't think that outside people can internally give you what your soul needs. People can help you out. People can teach you. People can share their experiences with you. People could love you, but they're not inside of you. You are living there. This is your experience. Ultimately, we all have the same goal, I believe, but we have all started at different points. We're at, on different levels and dimensions. It's just, we're all here on Earth School learning together. So if you fuck up, I've fucked up a lot of times in my life. I've taken tests and I didn't pass. I missed one of my state exams by 1 point. One. But I ain't gonna talk about that. That was just a whole different thing. But, I learned from it. It's like, okay, maybe you weren't quite ready yet. Maybe your ego got ahead of you. You thought you knew enough, but you jumped ahead. You only read the cliff notes, so you could skim over it, but you didn't have an understanding of what was going on. Maybe you should, since you like this is a path you want to go, let's back up. Let's back up a degree. We could back up. All right, we've done it. We've backed up a degree, and we're going to do it again. And this time we're going to pay attention to people. Pay attention to the environment. Be in positions where you could be uplifted. Don't use people, but put yourself around people who could, you guys are on the same level of wanting to learn at least, or they have knowledge in areas that you strive to get, but learn. You got to be an apprentice. You know, you got to be able to be a shepherd. You got to be able to follow. You got to be able to, you play all these different positions. You know, I'm trying to take different approaches, so it's like different people to make it kind of general, but it's like you have to sometimes step back in life, say, oh shit, even before someone tells you sometimes, you fucked that up. Catch yourself before the fuck up. Catch it. Or say, oh shit, I just fucked up. Back your own self up. Back up. It's okay. It's better to go slow and get it right, and maybe not even get as much as you had hoped, or as other people had, or whatever. But get the part you did grasp correct. Get it accurate. Okay, get it accurate. That's better than going really far because you think you want to just win. That's that ego. You just think you think you're gonna win, but then you get to the finish line and you feel like, you know, then when the final comes and you didn't do it right, you know. So, what are you doing with your life? Do you need to make changes? Do you need to adjust your moral compass? Do you need to adjust your friends? Do you need to adjust your own soul house? Because it's easier to adjust the things around you and try to be like kind of like a mini handler and handle the situation around you versus being in sync. Slow and steady. Don't worry about winning. Just keep moving forward. Are you doing better today than you were yesterday? Have you done something today that's going to help you so that next week you look back at yourself and say, I'm glad I did that last week because that made this situation easier, because you're setting yourself up for success. What are you doing with your life? Are you letting the chaos magic and the mimetic magic out here affect your internal soul? Are outside influences making you behave in a way that is against your spiritual belief, want, desire? Sometimes we have to adjust our desires because sometimes the things we want are not good for us. So sometimes you got to make that adjustment. Or if your desire, you see that you just haven't accomplished your goal yet, but you still have the desire for, you know, your spiritual purpose, keep striving, keep moving forward. I know sometimes you want to give up. I always want to give up. I have to remind myself constantly that life is worth continuing. Because sometimes when you get really low in your emotions, you won't care anymore about what happens here. Everything is blah and bland. Everything tastes the same. There's no emotion. You're just so far removed from yourself because of cognitive dissonance. You know, and you disassociate from life. Is that how you want to live your life? Is that how you are living your life? Do you see other people living that way? If you see it in somebody, see what you could do to maybe help. Even if that just means being nice. Hi, how are you? How's it going? Oh, let me get that door for you. Oh, you dropped something. Here, let me give that back. Sometimes it's little stuff. Stop wishing your life away. Stop thinking that later is going to be better. Take accountability now. And if you want your later to be better, you got to start taking steps now to get there, because it's not going to magically happen unless you're practicing the dark arts. Then it may happen. I mean, if you're making deals with demons and stuff, you know, and burning Never mind. Just never mind. I ain't gonna get into the ritual side because I know that too. I know that too. I don't do that, but I know it, and I know. You know what? That's besides the point. Don't make deals with demons because you have to pay them back. Yeah, you're not smarter than a demon. That's why God says, don't mess with them. I was going to say, God said, don't fuck with them. But he didn't really, he said, don't mess with them. Because here's the thing. Those demons have been around since the beginning of Earth time, at least, right? So they've been here longer than us. So they're really, really good at being bad. They could be so slick and sly about it that you don't even see the shit happening. You just slowly walk into it. The next thing you know, you're bound. Don't let that happen. Don't let it happen. Break those soul ties. Sometimes you just gotta look at yourself and say, self, what do I want? What am I doing? When I was small and I had a goal in mind, am I doing it? How are we doing? Are we making it happen, or am I just way out there? You took the fuck off and went rogue? Oh shit, okay, so we took the scenic route. All right, so you were stubborn. Okay. So you wanted to take the scenic route, do it your way, be a stubborn ass. Good thing Jesus rode in on a donkey. He even used it to speak. God can use anybody for anything. Man, I really hope that when the day comes that God does not say to me, get away from me, you worker of iniquity, I never knew you. Oh, that'd be terrible. So what I am doing for me, I'm looking at my life, I'm taking accountability of everything I've ever done. I'm reviewing everything in my mind, and I'm saying, okay, what have I learned? What growth have I done? What do I need to fix? Because I'm watching outside Earth and the way it's going, and at this rate, we know. Well, I don't want to say that, but life is short, so make the best and make the most of it. I guess that's ultimately my point. What are you doing with your life? Do you ever think of hurting yourself? Do you think of physically hurting yourself? Or do you emotionally torment yourself? Do you self-sabotage? Are you always negative and say, I can't do it? Those are all just different levels of the same thing. That's kind of why God says, if you think it, it's as bad as doing it. So take accountability for yourself of where you're at right now. It's never too late to change. It's never too late as long as you're breathing. So life is short. So, while we have time, take account of your own self. Hold yourself accountable. Love yourself, even if you fucked up, even if you've made a bazillion errors. Don't keep beating yourself up, because if you do that, you're just focused on it, and you're going to just keep repeating the cycle. In order to get out the cycle, you got to say, oh shit, I fucked up. Okay, my bad, and get out of it. Don't repeat it. Then next season, you will not have this issue repeat. Because you know how that happens, where you find yourself in one traumatic situation to the next, and you're like, oh, why does this always happen to me? Might you have set yourself up? Might you self-sabotaged yourself? Yeah. Or you could do like I did. I just stopped. I just said, fuck it. And I just stopped life. One day I stopped. I just stopped. I stopped everything. My grandfather died. I held him when he died. I had a bit of a mental freak out. More than a bit. And for 4 years, I stopped. I just stopped. What do you mean you stopped? I mean, I just stopped eating, talking, working. You didn't work all that time, no. Well, some of it I did. I'm exaggerating a little bit. But my point being, the drastic change that took place. And it was at the same time when I reached that, which was my lowest point, that God saved me. I'm going to share my testimony with this part in another video. It's something that's quite amazing and very verifiable. I'll give you a very brief overview. After my grandfather had passed away, I was very low and I was about to hurt myself. I know a lot of witches. My mother is one. So there were rituals going on. And I was at work and I had said a prayer because I said, God, tonight I'm going to do this, and you know I'll be dead by morning if I do this. I need to know you're real. If I ever needed to know you were real, it's now. It's never been. It was the briefest prayer. I was sitting at my desk at work. Briefest prayer, briefest. And I'm at work. The phone rings. I pick it up. Hello, MJC Enterprises. How may I help you? He's real, Jody. God is real. And he loves you. Pardon? You heard me. He heard your prayer, and he's real. And that was the beginning of something. She's also attached to Neo in the Matrix. Sophia Stewart, I'd assume. Because I started getting calls from her. Nope, I'm going to save it for another video. It's too long. It's too much to put in this. God is good. That moment changed my life because I didn't see any other options at the time, and I was done and I was tired. And I meant it in my soul that if God didn't show up, I was, but he did. And I never challenged him like that again. Nope. And then I went through my deliverance. My deliverance was physical. It caused me also to move all over the world. All over the U.S., not all over the world. That was a big exaggeration. It caused me to completely change my life. It caused me to get off all the medications I was on. It caused all positive things to happen. It's been a rough road. It has been rough, but it's been real. And God has showed me over and over and over and over that he's real. So nobody could tell me that Jesus isn't real. But it's the Spirit, not Rumpelstiltskin. His name isn't Jesus. It's Jehovah, which is a title. Or it's Yahweh. Or it's, we could name them all. But that's the Rumpelstiltskin thing in my mind, because I'm not playing a game of what's my name, because language changes. English is magic. These are all spells that we speak. Where do you think words come from? Do you look up the etymology? Shit, do you even know that a pharmacy, medicine, is pharmakia? It's a magic. It's still sorcery. My goodness. But that's, again, a different subject. I'm going to drink some water. I am very thirsty. But nobody could tell me God isn't real. And even if I didn't get his name correct, because I was really stuck on that for a while. I had it in my mind that if I didn't know his name, I wasn't going to make it. I think that goes with the religious Pharisees. I don't know. So I got out of that, because we have to remember we're spiritual beings having earth experiences, right? So we were a spiritual being before we came to this earth and into this body, right? So I just want to say that the things that you think become your reality. You draw to you people that are equally yoked. What are you doing? Are you happy? Have you had growth? Have you been delivered?